water when they dunk you, right?
Hey, there's Norman.
Right?
Okay, right.
Hey,
Oh
what's
my
up, dude?
goodness gracious. Hello, Norman.
Yeah.
How are you?
What's going on?
I'm gonna Hey now. Welcome to GenLab. I'm Darren.
This is GT.
Oh Lord, this is Jazzman.
I'm
And on GenLab, what we usually do is talk about generational differences and
We
things.
don't even know.
But
Okay.
sometimes we have exciting guests. So tonight we have the most hydromatic. He is anything but automatic. He's the most enigmatic. Norman Cohn. I want to introduce Norman Cohn. Hold on. Norman is a truly enigmatic figure. I want you to meet Norman, a truly enigmatic figure with a mind as deep as it is sharp. He carries an air of quiet allure that draws people in while keeping them guessing. Every conversation with Norman feels like the start of an intriguing journey, one layered with insight, wit, and a hint of the unexpected.
Oh man.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Though approachable.
Oh, it's not done. He's not done. Hold on. Come on.
There's a guarded look in his eyes suggesting stories untold and wisdom gained through an unspoken experience. You might think you know him, but with each encounter, he reveals just enough to remind you there's so much more beneath the surface. Norman, say hello.
Wow.
A lot to live up to. So have you been on Chat GTP?
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Don't you dare.
That was from his
Norman,
heart.
say hello. Yes.
No, go ahead, Jasmine.
I was just gonna say that seemed like it was like a eulogy practice. Like you're auditioning for him. Like I think you're hoping maybe.
So Norman, you know who to call
I'm
if you ever need a eulogy.
Norman. Yes. No, I'd be crying too much.
Borrow like $100.
Yeah, he's like enough to give me some money. Okay, I will say I have heard about Norman Cohn probably more than any of the other people in Darren's life. I can't lie. I just text Ashley.
It's all good, I'm assuming.
I don't remember any specific story. I just know that I've heard that name over and over and over and over. Oh, Norman Cohn. Oh, Norman Cohn. Like literally talks about you like all the time. So
the same goes here.
Darren,
all
do you do the first
last?
We've been
all right, Darren. I know Darren. My whole crowd. Darren. Same.
Very good. Very good.
Well, we've been through like two guys in the army in Vietnam together. I mean, we have been through some stuff. I love that background, by the way.
It's funny that you mentioned Vietnam.
Why? You can tell us
because
why?
the last time that I heard Norman's voice, he told us a joke about a couple of girls from Vietnam. It's kind of funny.
Oh my god!
Not the she didn't have a head.
Yeah, she had no head. Yeah.
She didn't have no head. She was hot. She didn't have a head.
Do you want to tell the joke?
No, I do not.
I feel like I've heard it. Okay. I feel like we're good.
Not in front of Jasmine.
I think I've heard this one. Two Vietnamese women, no head. Yeah, I think I've heard that. Anyways, probably give us
good all night though.
What?
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, how did you two meet? Because I don't know that I know that. Have you met Greg in person before? Are you guys friends?
I have.
He's like, no, but I don't like Greg at all.
Yeah.
Same.
No,
okay.
No. I mean, same with my name around Dare's name around my crowd. He always brings up Greg. I mean, I feel like Greg. I feel like I know you intimately.
Yeah, yeah. We've been to a bunch of parties together. I would say probably 10 parties.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah. Mardi Gras ball type things.
Mardi Gras balls. Yeah. The July 4th party at your house. You know, just various.
Yeah.
The Neil McCoy concert. I think you might have been there. I'm not sure.
Oh, but I so admire y'all for going to see like Quiet Riot. The everything that's going on up in Mississippi or Arkansas. I mean, there's so many
Concerts.
music concerts and
Yeah, Walmart's good at that. They get a lot
oh
of
my
good
goodness, I'm
people.
jealous.
Yeah.
I mean, in 1 week, speaking of that, in 1 week, I saw Jerry Jeff Walker, Rob Zombie,
I thought
and
Jerry Jeff Walker passed away.
and War Gore. Maybe it was not Jerry Jeff.
The
It was one
ghost
of those
of
type.
Jerry Jeff Walker.
If it wasn't Jerry Jeff, it was something that sounds like that. It's one of those Texas troubadour type of guys.
Yeah, I
But
get
anyway.
you. I get you.
That's
Sorry,
that's
I didn't.
White,
I was just curious.
trifecta.
No, they
Yeah,
they
you
bring a
kill
lot
it.
of people in. They brought like the Smashing Pumpkins in. Like it's a small
Oh wow,
venue. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
not. It's crazy. Anyways,
beautiful. I
Walmart.
admire what y'all are doing, and to be invited, I'm truly honored.
Yeah. Oh, you mean on this podcast?
Absolutely, y'all are balls out. Y'all are like
Oh, yeah.
that's some gonads right
Totally.
there.
Fully.
Norman's the kind of guest that's going to get us a Marconi Award, and what that is.
I don't know about
is
that.
it's like the Oscar for radio and podcast.
I don't know. I don't think there's going to be any award shows anymore. I think that we're going to see a new era, and we're not going to have to deal with any of that bullshit
AI's
ever
taking
again.
them.
Oh, I was
I
just
don't like
talking
'em
about
either.
like
I don't like 'em.
all the liberals are moving to Canada, I think. So
Oh,
Interesting.
are they?
I'm pretty sure. I don't
Canada's
know.
they'll like Canada. It's like socialism.
They'll love that. I agree. So yeah, I think that's where all the Academy Awards and all of them, there won't be any more of those, right? Because all the Hollywood people will be gone.
Yeah.
So
I
how
don't know.
freely
Well,
can
back
I
to-
speak?
Absolutely
Freely.
freely.
Speak
And
freely.
if you say
Oh.
something you
Oh,
feel
yeah.
weird later,
We'll just totally cut it out if we hate it. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, say whatever you
Okay,
need to say.
yeah. Well, I heard you say curse words. So I'm like, okay. So I don't
Oh,
have to be
Jazz
Freely.
not restrained. In other words,
Oh,
No, we're
with me?
explicit.
Oh no,
We're
you're fine. I was in the army, so you're good. I've heard a lot of things.
Yeah, I have soft ears, but don't
Yeah,
worry about
Greg
me.
is the one you got to worry about. He's very
Yeah.
he keeps a tally, and then at
Well,
the end of the show,
one of the things that always pops up is "shut your whore mouth" from Jasmine to Greg. So
It's true.
I haven't said that
That's
in
a
a very
good one.
long time. Okay,
it's a drop. I use it. Shut your whore mouth.
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
I've been really
Yeah,
nice to Greg this episode.
I don't know that that's true, but I
Well.
mean, I'm the one person she picked not to live her life through. So I mean, that's pretty.
I had to pick
sad.
somebody.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
a question for Norman. You should ask Norman that question.
Have you ever seen Get Out? The movie Get Out.
No, but I have seen Requiem of a Dream.
Oh
is
my
it?
gosh,
Okay.
we
I
talked
don't-
about that. Oh my
I don't
gosh,
know.
that's what a crazy
Yeah.
movie. What a crazy
The
harsh
first
movie.
movie. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
The-
you're fine.
The first movie. You know, I'm going home. I'm had a beating today, and Darren, Dorino, what's a good movie to watch? You know,
Karen.
calm down. And he said, you got to watch Requiem of a Dream.
Was that a prank,
So-
or did you
it's
just
such an
really think like
awesome
that was a
movie.
good?
Oh, you got to watch it.
that movie blew me away, and
Mhm.
I thought he would like it. I mean, this guy
It's
always
pretty
tells me to
disturbing.
watch Scarface or
It's kinda
movies like
the-
that.
Mhm.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, when you're trying to calm down.
Yeah, when you're like tired, like you don't want to have to think too hard, and you want something lighthearted. And he's like, "Let me tell you, a good thing to
you got to
watch."
watch it.
So, Get Out. Have you seen Cabin in the Woods?
I have not.
Ah, darn it. Okay, so
And
it's
what
kind of in
Norman,
this,
I haven't seen any of these either. So
it's kind of in the same
Yeah.
like genre. It's kind of like a comedy horror movie. I guess it's not really a comedy, but there is like comedic aspects. But anyways, what it is these people are getting old and they have like diseases, and they found a way to somehow like implant their minds into these young bodies. And so they go and they get kind of, yeah, so they get like sucked in, and then they don't realize what's happening, but then they get stuffed down and they have to, this other person gets to live in their body basically with them, but they are just like, they can't do anything. They're just watching. And so I asked everybody
they're viewers. They're warriors,
Yes.
they're
exactly.
their own body.
And so
Yes,
it's it's a very good movie, but I was just thinking, if you knew that that was going to happen to you, you had no say. Who would you immediately veto? Like if you knew you could veto one person gets to like do that, and you have to like, basically they're going to be living their life in your body and you've got to watch it.
I don't know. It is a blessing to live in my body.
Yeah, it is. It's a really great
So,
thing to
I would have to call out most, but certainly you three. would be in. Y'all would have the end.
Oh, you're saying we're in. Oh, okay, cool. We're in.
Who would you
But who would you
automatically veto
not?
though? Like
Yeah,
be
the veto
running
is
your
like,
body.
no, you don't get to.
Veto.
Mhm. It could be
Like
famous.
Greg,
It could be
Really
personal.
don't know.
Greg said Kamala Harris's husband.
That's an intriguing question, though.
I'd hate to see her in bed every night.
Oh my god.
Who?
That's the reason why I said her husband.
I don't know. I think she's got a little bit of a thing. She's a good looking.
The way she looks is not the problem.
No.
Yeah, but I can't. Yeah.
Who? Kamala?
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Greg's just politicizing the question.
During
Again,
sex, though, no, it's not. Just no.
Darren, who did you say?
A gal I used to
Deidre.
work with, a really
Right.
depressing
Yeah,
wife
that's right. Deidre.
who was grumpy and awful.
You know, can I just tell you guys? Yeah. So, do you want to think about that, or do you have somebody?
It's kind of mind blowing. It's out there. I really don't know, because I'm all about positive thoughts. And energy.
He is very positive.
Okay, fine. Then let's
there you
reframe the
go.
question for Norman, because I think it's a little more positive. We say, who is your top pick? If you got to pick who it was.
You three.
Oh, stop it. No, I would bore you to death. You'd be doing puzzles. Oh, no, you wouldn't like it.
I mean, that's deep.
There'd be no eating gluten. That would.
Yeah, you couldn't eat bread or corn. Honestly, I eat way too healthy for most people.
I don't know. I lead kind of a not a dangerous life, but I do take risks, and I would not want to risk anybody else's.
Well, you
soul.
wouldn't
Dude,
be
that's super
doing
nice.
it. It would be they
they're in
would be living
control.
you. So it would be like I would pick like Tom Cruise because I could do all these cool stunts, or I don't know, whatever. I could be a movie star, something like that. But
Tom Cruise, cool. Yeah.
Except for you'd have to get over the Scientology part.
Yeah.
If you're into that, I guess.
That's interesting. So our shaman at my local Scientology chapter here, he's very positive.
Okay. Yeah.
Good food.
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember what the Ethiopian bread is called, but
I don't naan.
They're into this like
or
rolled up bread. Is what?
Like a naan?
It's
like
called,
naan?
I think it's called naan.
That's like
yawn, but
maybe.
That's like what they call it in like Afghanistan. That's what I know. Middle Eastern.
What is it? What is yawn if you're sleepy? It's yawn. Stupid. Anyway,
good one.
Back to the original question. Where I met Norman was I worked at a real estate office in Minden, and he rolled into town. He's from there, but he'd been away. He rolled in town and he opened up shop in one of the extra offices, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So we sort of worked in the same building when I first met him. My wife went to kindergarten through whatever with him. I mean,
I've known Amy. Yeah, she's probably my oldest friend.
Oh wow, that's so cool! I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so I don't know how it came about, but we got an extra office, and so and that's where Darren had the office across the hall, a nice swanky office. Mine was like a phone booth.
Not true.
But
And you guys met in the bathroom because Darren has to pee 45 times
We
a day.
needed
Is
some
that-
help.
He needed some help.
Cross streams.
We
We
really
cross
bonded.
streams, and we're like blood brothers. After we're stream brothers.
Yeah. Accident cross stream.
Yep. There you go.
Mhm.
Sometimes that
So-
bonds you for life. So I would say.
And it's
So a
one
couple of
holer,
fact
so it was
checks.
interesting.
Oh, Greg's fact checking is in real time.
Yeah, Ethiopian bread is called
you-
injera,
You told me we wouldn't be getting fact checked.
and
No, I like it. Yeah.
and Jerry Jeff Walker died in 2020.
Well, what's the
So
other
may-
guy?
Robert Earl Keen.
No, he's my favorite.
That-
Jimmy John James.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah,
on
that
a
one.
second.
That
Let me
guy.
yell- let me
Robert
yell
Earl
at
King. So
Hey,
Greg, the only
oh,
other
yeah.
hey, Greg, the only other fellow whose name comes up more than yours is Robert Earl King.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised about that. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So, hey, I think Robert Earl Keen, I think he's retired this year, or I
Can't
think
hear
he's
you.
retiring this year.
Ray Wiley Hubbard.
Ray Wiley
what I
Hubbard.
saw.
Okay, yeah.
How?
Yeah, similar.
How do
Yeah,
you-
you're right. Very similar.
Oh, I'm gonna
Robert
keep
Earl
it all
King already
straight.
retired, but he's already kind of coming back around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
I see Motley Crue is in Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they played recently at the what do you call it? The casino in Oklahoma here.
Bless you. I didn't. Wow.
I
That wasn't a
Oklahoma.
sneeze. That was me laughing. Sorry. Yeah, Choctaw.
Choctaw.
It was
yeah.
I was laughing because Greg takes 45 minutes to remember.
and then he knows
What
where
was
Motley Crue's playing. That's what's funny about it.
What's it called?
Okay, is this old generational swipe?
Oklahoma? Oklahoma? Here in Oklahoma? Is that close? I guess it's not too far.
It's close.
3
far.
hours max. No, hour and a half. Hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, Norman, you're all about positivity. I'm the opposite. I'm all about negativity. I'm the
Do you have a
negative
goat
vibe.
head? Do you have a goat head?
Do I have a goat head? I don't currently.
That would be a Satanist or something. I had 27 goats.
I
had-
apologize.
I had
Aaron has
27 goat
a
heads.
mount of a goat nads on his wall somewhere, I'm sure.
I did I ever
You-
tell that story
Did you
about the goat
preserve?
heads?
You did.
Yeah,
you
you
did.
definitely
you
did,
preserved
yeah.
them in a jar, or
No,
He
Passed
They-
out
I
when
just-
he passed out. He passed out
it
when
knocked
they
me
when he
out
smelled
from the
them.
smell. Yeah.
Hey,
Completely
so
knocked me out.
and Norman, you mentioned your life of adventure, almost like risk taking. What do you think your greatest adventure is? Probably at this point.
is that
How
financial?
how old are you? What generation are you?
Oh,
The baddest one on the planet.
Gen X.
Call it. Yes.
And you were born
I'm an
what
expert.
year?
66.
66. Okay.
So they outlawed ecstasy in 85.
Oh, was it 85? That's interesting
It was
because
June of 85. I would like to fact that, but
June of 8.
fact check.
June
What-
of 85. And that's
Well,
right
it's
when we
interesting.
June
graduated.
12th of
So we got all the remnants.
That's what it.
it's
That's what it is.
it's
very
interesting that they outlawed it in 85 because I remember we had some friends sneaking into Six Flags on drug free night in 88. So I guess it just still had.
I don't
Drug free
know.
night. That is just
First of
inviting. Like, come
First
on.
of all, I don't think it was drug-free night. I think it was senior night. And Greg's just mad he didn't get in
It's drug free night.
on that situation. I don't know anything about it, but I do know Greg missed out.
I was there. I lived every moment right alongside you guys, but because it was, I respected
It's
the
hard to
drug free
remember.
night. I respected the fact that it was drug free night. And they had a rule, and I was a rule follower. And they said no drugs. And so when Chris started handing out drugs, I was like, you know what? They
Handing
said
out
no
drugs,
drugs.
just like handing them out. Like everyone gets a drug, you get a drug. Yeah. Okay. So I haven't seen you guys in a long time, and I have a story. Speaking of drugs, my
Is
my
it?
daughter made a friend. What is it? What?
I was just wondering if you were going to tell Norman's adventure story.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'll have to think about it. It's been a long day, and
I thought he was. I thought he was done. I thought he said like my
yeah,
life of adventure is the
yeah.
Dan ecstasy.
No, I defer
I didn't realize.
if that's the appropriate
So
word.
okay, fine.
Yeah.
Are
Jump-
you? Do you
sorry,
ride
That was the joke story.
motorcycles? Do you jump out of airplanes? Do you
Yes.
risk a lot of money on sports betting? Like, what kind of excitement are we talking about here?
You put me on the spot.
Oh, cannot disclose.
I was looking forward to your story, but
Okay.
Oh,
My
and I
story's
guess I'm
boring.
not good at off the cuff like thinking. Maybe it's all that
Well,
ecstasy.
I think Norman's greatest adventure that I know of, he didn't really want to get into it tonight, I don't think. And that is for another show. I do want
Has the
a show
statute
on
of
it.
limitations not run out or something?
It's
It's a
no,
long
it's nothing
conversation.
bad.
It's
It was the boat. It was the boat trip down the Mississippi River.
Oh, that's
with a
right. That's the Norman
very
Cohn story. Yes.
the very unpowered, underpowered boat, and it's sinking. Trying. I mean, there's just so much that went on.
Down the
think
what
that's
river? The Mississippi?
Yeah, well, several
Yeah.
actually, right, Norman? It was.
and there were 5 rivers: Arkansas, Mississippi, of course, the Red, the Atchafalaya, and Intercoastal Waterway. But yeah,
The Mississippi's like huge, right? It's like super
Huge,
wide.
yes,
And
and she's very angry at us. And
what?
we'd
No,
wake
okay.
up. We'd wake up every. Sorry, John. We'd wake up every morning, and we're like, you know what? She's not pissed off this morning, or she's very pissed off this morning.
What do you mean angry? Like it would have waves or?
Yeah,
Really?
just waves, trash,
Oh,
and just
it was like
boats
rushing and just okay.
the
Because
whole environment was
does it
either
have a lot
angry or
of
semi.
does it have a lot of like bad animals that you wouldn't want to like go swimming around in it? Like I feel like if there was a gator, I know. Okay, no, wait, let me rephrase because Louisiana people are crazy in the best way, and they will like fight a gator in the swamp. They'll like be like, "We're fishing in the swamp with the gators." Okay, would I, a normal person who grew up in California, go swimming in the Mississippi River?
Oh.
You probably would, because there's a lot of naive people.
Oh, okay. Because if you're from California,
Not
you're an
to,
idiot.
hold on. Not to ever call you naive,
No, I know, but
but,
so
just the
but you wouldn't want to.
overall saying,
No, you're probably right.
they're fine.
Mhm.
I don't think you swim in the Mississippi. That thing is a wild
Okay, so it's not like that.
mistress.
There's a lot of people that
Yeah.
get so just like the wind shear that takes an aircraft up or down. Same thing with the river. So if you jump in and you get a down current, you're going down 50 feet or 90
Yeah.
feet,
Holy
and you're dead.
crap.
And a lot of people, even in New Orleans, there's
Oh,
people
wow.
that okay, I'm just going to get in a little
Whoa.
bit, and
Yeah.
so it's constantly like so. There was some guy said there's like 10 football fields volume of water every second. That much
Oh, wow.
volume of water moves
Yeah.
like a foot every second. So it's a
Wow.
massive amount of volume,
Mhm.
and you have all these currents and you
Yeah.
have to look at. I mean, that water is coming from all over the country. These
Mhm.
tributaries and the Great Lakes, and it's just
Yeah.
like flowing. Yeah, people.
I bet
I always wonder about where all that water comes from. I mean, it's just constant. It just blows my mind, honestly.
it's like
Just
Canada
that
or
much
something. Like, what
water.
is it? Yeah, or like the oceans going. I don't know. I don't understand
No,
water or how it works.
it starts in like Minnesota, doesn't it?
Although I'm an
Yeah.
expert on water towers now. So.
I would recommend that that you go to the riverboat that's in Jackson, Mississippi, and they have a complete display there in the riverboat that has all the waterways, and particularly the Mississippi, because that riverboat's on the Mississippi, and you can see where everything originates from, either snow
Mhm.
or from springs
Yeah. No,
or
that'd be
Great
good.
Lakes.
That'd be
Yeah.
good for me to go all the way to Jackson, Mississippi, so I
Yeah, I
can learn
think you
about
should.
that.
It's a really good. Your kids would like it. Yeah, yeah, you should
I
do
had
that.
no idea.
That's
Yeah. So
great.
next
Yeah.
time you're running your
I'll
50
I'll
horse
wait.
up through Jackson, you
Yeah.
can
Then maybe I'll
Norman, you can
finally
stop there.
find out how the
What-
waterways work.
Well, and I was going to say, I've been to the Continental Divide, which is so far west. It's very, very, very west. And from that point east, all the water flows to the Mississippi. And then there's a certain point east of the Mississippi, all that.
Man, I bet
goes.
California
It's a
wishes
large
they could
area.
reroute some of that water over
Yeah, they
there.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the Colorado. Yeah, for sure. They reroute it all.
So
Just
it's like a
saying.
funnel. It's like a big funnel, and
Yeah.
it just narrows and narrows and narrows. Even though it's the deepest point was like, I want to say it was like 150 foot deep.
That's
and my son was
crazy.
like, we're going down. I'm like, well, we're not getting this boat. If it goes down 150 feet, we're gonna make it.
Oh my.
Yeah, the boat's gone.
But
It's like the Titanic. I saw I think it was this morning. The Titanic is 8 Empire State Buildings down.
Wow.
man, I love that movie.
And don't
Um,
get in a submarine looking for it because it collapses on itself. Right.
Yeah.
It's okay to go.
The
It's okay to
ocean,
go on a submarine. You just shouldn't use a Nintendo player controller to run it. I think.
I
That's the
think
problem.
at
That's the
this
problem.
point,
Wasn't
I
that
would rather
crazy?
go to Mars on one of Elon Musk's Mars rockets than go underneath the ocean for any amount of time. I don't understand how Navy, how they like the submariners do it. I don't get it. The ocean freaks me out more than anything. It's so creepy.
I agree.
Yeah. And
Thank
the
you.
pressure. It's so
Speaking of
weird.
Right,
You got
yeah.
fish down there where
They still don't
it's
know anything
like-
about it.
Yeah.
They're like still discovering
less about
fish
the ocean.
species.
Yeah, we know less about our ocean than we do about space.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think that's where the aliens actually come from is down
We
there.
know
So.
less about
Yeah,
the
there's a
ocean than
theory.
the back of my hand.
What?
So
What
speaking
theory?
of creepy, what about the drug story you were going to tell, Jasmine?
Oh, I was just gonna talk about how I can't have friends anymore or make friends here because everyone's fucked up. So my daughter, I've always made friends with my daughter's friends' moms. Like even if they're kind of weird, I like that. I like interesting people. I do. But my daughter wanted her friend to come over for a sleepover for her birthday, and I was like, she's 13 now. I was like, okay, let's do it. And I texted the mom and she didn't text me back for like a week. And I was like, okay, I don't really know what to do here. So I had Kylie tell her friend, like, hey, my mom texted your mom. And her friend said, yeah, she's not going to text you back. Apparently. Okay. So then like a few days later, I said, okay, well, Kylie, you're not gonna be able to have a sleepover unless she texts me back. So I don't know what happened, but she did finally text me back and she was like, I'm so sorry. I've been so busy, blah, blah, blah. And she wrote this like really long text. And I was like, okay, great. And then we're kind of going back and forth about like how she's going to come over. Or I said, well, we'd love to have her over for like either Friday or Saturday night. Let me know which one. And she says, how about both? Which is like such a weird question to ask somebody, like take my kid for 2 nights actually. And I was like, I kind of like didn't know how to respond to that. And I was going to wait because I've had people in the past that like, are users. So whatever. And we hadn't met yet. Like we've never met this lady. And so I kind of waited and then she was like, just kidding. Obviously. Yeah, we'd love to do it. So I was like, okay, I'm crazy, not her. I'm crazy. And then we like decide she's going to come over Friday and she's going to bring her over. We're going to meet. And then if Kylie wants to go over to her house Saturday, that would be cool, whatever. And so then I said, by the way, I don't think that I have your name. What, all I have is this girl's mom in my phone. And she was like, she did like a weird emoji, like the kind of like the emoji. And she was like, Anastasia. Yeah, like, huh? Like, why would you want to know my name? And then she said, Anastasia Beaverhausen, which I don't know if you've ever seen Will and Grace. But
What?
Yeah. So Will and Grace, the character Karen, she like, that was like a moniker that she had that she like made up or whatever. And at least that's how I understood it. I haven't seen that show in so long, but I recognize the Beaverhausen because I remember Karen being like, and Beaverhausen, like where beavers live or something. And so I was like, I think that's Will and Grace. So I just sent a Will and Grace like thing back, and she said, yes, in fact, my name is not Anasta. I have a weird sense of humor and whatever. I don't know. But she didn't tell me your name still. Like she still wouldn't tell me your name. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna
It's just
let it
weird.
go. Weird, right? Just a weird interaction. And so the day comes when we're gonna have her over. And so in the morning, I'm just reach out and I said, hey, anytime after 5's great with us. If you want to just drop her off, or I can come pick her up. No response all day long. And then by the end of the day at like 5:30, I get a text from her that's like really long. She's like, by the way, I'm out of town for the whole weekend. And so I can't bring her over, but my husband can going forward. You can talk to him. And I'm like, weren't we going to meet and like you were going to have her over tomorrow? Whatever. So I was like, okay, sure. So her dad brings her over and he seems pretty normal, and drops her off, and she's so great. She's like the best. But anyways, then like when she leaves, she stayed for a whole night and then the next day. And the whole time she was kind of like, oh my gosh, you guys have so many great TVs and your TVs are bigger than like your house is bigger, or sorry, your kitchen's bigger than my whole living room and kitchen. And what she was just like commenting like that a lot. And we were kind of like, okay, yeah, cool. But anyways, then we drop her off and Kylie, I said, isn't it weird that her mom wouldn't tell me your name? She's like, yeah, that's for good reason. She told me that her mom's a drug dealer.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, shit. Now this like drug dealer has my address, like,
and your kid.
And my kid, like, well, she didn't have my kid. I didn't let my kid go stay the night over there, but because she wasn't home. But I don't know. I just thought it was really, really weird that like she wouldn't tell me her name. Oh, and she said that her friend had said she was in Florida for the weekend, picking random dude up from the party and dropping him off, and then picking up another random dude from the party, which I don't know what that means. So I don't know.
Maybe she runs a service, one of the car services like Uber or something.
Oh,
brothel.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
It's probably very innocent and
good answer, Greg. Good answer.
Yes.
I agree.
Good at covering. But anyway, so I just thought that was really strange. And I told Matt, I was like, great. So now they have our address. She's like sitting here probably like, they have so many TVs on their house. Is so big. Anyways, whatever. I'm just like, shit. Thanks. So
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, and we've had a number of drug stories already tonight. Norman, have you ever heard of any drug kind of people maybe running
Drug
into
parents?
the local convenience store?
Oddly specific.
What do you mean? Like from the convenience store?
Yeah, it seems like they're in your area. Maybe some people have run through the feed store or the convenience store or something a few times.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, in the car.
Yes.
Yeah. Bounces off of it.
Yeah.
What?
Hold on.
I forgot about that. Tell the story, Norman. I forgot about that.
What, the guy selling crack?
No, the car bouncing off of the feed store.
Oh, well, we're in a curve, and a guy didn't make the curve, and he's in a Mercedes. He's probably 60, and then he just didn't make the curve, hit the side of the building, and had a bunch of actually crack to this day. He had crack. Which I thought crack was kind of whack back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And
so you're saying it's
actually-
like outdated to have crack in your Mercedes?
Exactly. I mean, come on.
Like-
You
like
got to
if
be
you're
60 to
gonna-
have crack.
Yeah,
And
like what are you like?
it's a nut. That's got to be your poison. I'm going to seek out crack.
Well,
Yeah.
Actually,
Not meth or.
I mean, how much
said-
crack are we talking? Is it I'm imagining just like
There's like
spilling
10
out of
little-
the back of the car. Oh, okay.
I was
It didn't
able to
take
recover
much.
about 10 little packets
I
out
was
of
able to recover. Not the police, but I was able to
Don't
recover.
don't
Yeah.
touch that.
And I just-
Well,
It's like,
what I
yeah,
a little-
he's goner. You'll
What I
need
should
this.
have started with, though, so I've known Norman 27 years, right? And I've never heard of the shop being hit with a car. So
Mhm.
a car hit it, went through it, right? So back up
Yeah,
a
the
month
bricks.
before
I
this
mean,
happened.
he was doing about 60. Yeah.
So a car a month before this drives through it, right? Big time crash. So Norman's family build it back and they bolster it up with concrete and block and I don't know whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a month later, this next car runs into it again and just bounces off of it because it's so
Because you bolstered it up
substantial
good.
now.
Well, good
Right,
job.
right.
Yeah.
So
No,
out
very
of
few
27
times in life
years-
do we get a check our work like that, because you might have been wondering,
I
is this
agree.
gonna hold up?
I'm gonna
And
have to
it
call
did.
that brick guy, or
right,
at
it's
least
good.
give
Give
him.
him a 5-star
great.
review.
That is great
Yeah.
marketing, actually.
Like,
Yeah. Like
did it even
before,
leave a scratch? Did it
after,
leave a
like, that's
scratch
great.
even?
I mean, 60 miles an hour to the side of this big brick pillar, about I don't know, about 3x3 solid brick. That Mercedes bounced off, man. It's like
So have
Did
you
it even
killed?
scratch the
Has
brick?
it killed 2 people? So in the same month?
that's the first time it ever killed anybody.
One.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's
The
rough.
crack guy.
Oh.
The crack guy.
And it
The
took
crack
crack
guy
to
is the one that bounced off, and okay, so he was like well, you know what? That's a testament to that bricklayer.
So did you
I
call the
agree.
police or
I totally
did you
agree.
call the police
You
or
killed
did
a
you?
guy, but I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Greg.
I was just saying, did you call the police or did you just kind of wait until somebody else showed up?
Yeah, somebody called the cop. It was like at 4 a.m.
So you didn't call them, no.
No,
just-
it's somebody
yeah.
passing. Oh, and
Yeah.
through our cameras, there were people like passing by, like
Really?
Not even paying
This is-
attention.
because it's
Well, you
like
know
his
what?
hazards came on.
Oh,
I don't know
they
if that's
probably-
uh,
that's rough.
Mercedes
you know,
thing, maybe.
a benefit of having a Mercedes or anything like a option. If I'm dying, my
Yeah.
hazards automatically
My
come
hazards
out.
come off.
Right, but he skimped on the OnStar or whatever, and so he
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, he couldn't push the button and he wouldn't answer, right? They were
No.
saying, hey,
Yeah,
Jerry,
you
are
would
you there,
think that a
Jerry?
Mercedes-
Your car has had a wreck, Jerry. Are you still
You
there?
think that with how advanced cars are getting, that would be the thing,
Yeah.
right? Like if you
Like,
crash
come
and they
help me.
detect,
Come help
that
me.
it would immediately alert something. But I guess maybe you wouldn't want that. I don't know, but
What would be even better though is if it would pick up your crack and like vacuum it out of the car.
yeah, like
into
get
some-
confiscate or like take all
I know,
your
like the little vacuum.
delete
like
your
heavy
internet
metal.
history and just
yeah.
like a good end of life. Yeah, that's something that would be. There have been a few things in my life where I'm like, I hope I don't die doing this because this would be really embarrassing to
Right.
be at
I
the
totally
end.
agree.
So
Were you
Did-
naked when those?
No,
when those
shut
events
up.
No,
happened?
I was thinking the same thing. To be naked. Every time I'm naked, I think about that.
No, that's
Oh, to
true.
be
That's
naked.
true. You don't want to. No,
hashtag
Just
O to be
not
naked.
resuscitate. Don't.
Do not.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Do
say
not
that
resusc-
tonight. Oh, go ahead.
So if
Um,
you're naked, you don't want to resuscitate, but otherwise
Yes,
you're
I
good.
just think like it would be so embarrassing to like when you're I don't know, just to have certain situations that if you're in the shower or something, like you don't want
I
a
don't
bunch
know.
of
I
there are
don't
always
know.
guys that would come in there and they'd like see you and pull you up and grab your wet
Yeah, don't put me in the front
Horrible.
yard. Not
Yeah.
in the front yard. Maybe
I'm
in
sure
the
there's a lot
backyard.
more other things that you could be doing that are much
I don't-
worse too. Like these
We-
celebrities like that die with the, autoerotic asphyxiation or
going on.
whatever.
Oh
It's
my
like-
god.
I know they didn't feel very good about
But I
that.
love an excess.
Wait a second. Autoerotic asphyxiation. Let me write that
Yeah,
down.
like you don't know what that is. Never heard of it.
Okay.
I have to look
I've
that
got-
up.
You got to
I've got
set
it.
a timer.
Oh, right. Yeah, just to you could I'm sure you could train up for that, but
You got to
That's
have your
how-
dog on the outside of the door.
so yeah, to
That's-
open it up for you.
That's what
Yes.
happened to the guy that was kung fu.
Yeah, David
right?
Carradine.
The guy, David Carradine with that.
No.
Kill Bill,
Yeah.
man. Freaking Kill Bill. So sad. Every time I watch that
Didn't know
movie,
that.
that's how I think about him now. It's hard.
Mm.
It's kind of like the Richard Gere hamster and the you know.
So here's the
Easter
thing. Why
situation.
is everybody so upset about being naked? And I don't know why that's
I'm
such
not.
a problem. You know, everybody's like, oh, I don't want to be caught naked, or I
I
don't
mean, it would just
want.
be better if I could choose. I would choose to have my clothes on for that, for an emergency situation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but you know, if it's a big enough emergency, they're going to rip your clothes off to get
Yeah.
to different
I guess. Well, I
things
don't
that they
know.
need
I
to get
guess.
to.
I
Oh, they're
remove the
all
clothes
pervs.
off.
They're all, yeah,
They're what?
all of them.
They're all pervs. Oh, let's rip her shirt off. Oh,
Yeah,
she's
she seems
got a
like she might
nosebleed.
be.
Let's rip her shirt off.
We need
No,
to
I'm
get
fine. I really am
every
fine. No, I
orifice.
really think.
No, your shirt's coming off, baby. Sorry.
Pull it off. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Protocol. Check
That
that out.
fingernail looks bad.
Now, next time you're doing something that you don't want anyone to know, you're gonna be like, "Damn, she's right. If I died right now, that would suck."
You know, I think probably I don't mind. I wouldn't mind being naked. I just wouldn't want to be like Elvis. I wouldn't want to be pooping. You
Yeah.
know, die.
I would.
You
Yeah.
poop anyway, I think, when you die. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to be
Oh,
on the
he
toilet.
was pooping. Okay.
On the
Mhm.
toilet.
But when
That's
you
the-
die,
That's the
I
rumor.
think
Is
it
that
comes
true?
out.
Yeah,
No, I've
maybe.
heard
Wow,
that because your
what's
body
that?
relaxes.
What is that? What is that long it's coming out?
They're
It
like
all
full
comes
intestine,
out. The full.
full
I
intestine
think the body
ejaculation.
relaxes and everything exits.
Yeah, I guess
That's
you
why
better
I
hope
never
that you-
understood. That's why I never understood your grandma would say, wear clean underwear in case you're in an accident. If you're in a bad enough accident, that underwear's not clean anymore.
Wait,
That's
Well,
my.
that used to be a saying that grandmas used to
No,
say.
that was a saying. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You don't know that?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, Gen Xers. That's
Be
because Gen
sure to
Xers
wear
live
clean
dangerously.
underwear.
My grandma
Millennia-
said, "Clean behind your ears." Like she
Yeah,
didn't tell me
millennials
to.
didn't need that. Millennials
What?
didn't need that because they weren't living dangerously like we were, right?
Right, we had
Xers had to
seatbelts.
have that. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Hey,
had
but
seatbelts.
but I will tell you about the cleaning behind your ears. So I thought
What's
that
that
was
mean?
just, I thought it was
I'm kidding.
just a
Smegma.
statement. I thought it was just a statement. But there's a fungus that kind of grows behind your ears, and if you don't wash behind your ears, you can like rub behind your ears and smell your finger, and it smells awful.
Oh my god. That's like if you smell the inside of your belly button. I don't care if I
Yes.
sound gross right now, but if you smell the inside of your belly, it
Yes.
doesn't matter how clean you are, doesn't matter how much you wash. If you have an innie, you have a funky belly button.
Now that is called smegma.
Oh, what? Yes, Darren? Do you have a question?
Okay, I have a belly button story. So
I bet you
when
do.
I was a little kid, I'd dig around in my belly button all the time, right?
Mhm.
And I guess it was dirt. I don't know, but I pulled out of my belly button that was like it was a seed. It was like a seed. I think it was caked. I think it was compacted dirt, honestly. But
Mhm.
it looked like a seed. I thought that was if you planted that, a human would come out of it. I thought that seed out of my belly button was a human seed. That's
Dude, I
seed.
think that's right. I think that's right. But does everybody know what smegma is?
That's actually very smart that you would think that, because that
Yeah.
means, like, if you don't know what the other thing is, then you would just think like we can grow humans here. Like, let's do it.
I didn't think I was dirty. I thought I had a human seed in my belly
Right.
button.
The
That's how
truth
it
is
worked.
that you were just filthy, but that's
just
good.
how it's done.
I was filthy, and no one ever told me about the birds and the bees. 'cause
That's so
I thought
funny. You got
you
it.
planted
Learn
a
that
what is
all on
seed
your
out of my
own.
belly button.
Do you guys know what smegma is?
No,
So
I've heard the
yeah.
word. I know I've
Sounds
heard it.
rough.
Yeah, it is rough. So it's a natural substance made of oils, dead skins, and other bodily secretions that can accumulate in areas of the body with folds, particularly in the genital area. Smegma itself is harmless, but it not clean readily. It can lead to discomfort and unpleasant odor. In some cases, can lead to
Smegma.
infections.
I had no
smegma
idea.
in my labia. That's awesome.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I had no idea about I thought it was just a slang, kind of like mung.
Oh my god, I want to have a mum. I want to have a mum.
Oh,
No.
Y'all
Steve
know
No, we're
Busham.
not
mung.
going there.
Yeah, we
Yes.
do. Because
Y'all have
Darren.
talked
Well,
about no.
we've
so-
had it on the show.
Norman, do you know
No,
what
we
mug is?
cut it from the show.
I
Oh,
heard
we
it
had
through
to.
you. It's
Darren-
one of those
Okay, then,
smart
okay.
conversation.
I thought it was a real thing.
And the originator of Hmong was disappointed that we didn't keep it in.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He got all
Yes.
He was like,
excited.
"Oh, we should
Yeah,
talk more
he
about
Yes.
that."
listens to the show.
Yeah.
Love that.
He's like,
Hey,
talk more
shout
about
out. Shout
There are
out to
some
Steve.
things that even today in 2024 we cannot.
No,
The internet is not ready for.
I
so.
can't. I can't be associated with it.
I think it's a
Yeah.
good plan.
Yeah.
If you're in a,
Yeah.
if you're in a cemetery, if you're in a cemetery with nothing to do,
So speaking of smegma, wow,
So, what was
Wait.
the word again that was underneath the folds of what?
smegma.
Greg?
I was
Smegma.
gonna.
smegma.
Speaking
I
of
had no idea that was a real word.
Speaking of
Yeah,
smegma,
smegma.
I watched the show, and I know it's been on for a long time, but we just recently started watching it. It's called 1,000-Pound Sisters. Have you heard of that?
Oh, I've
Ooh,
watched
that's a
it.
lot of smegma up in there.
I've watched it.
It's
Yeah,
so.
like a
so
smegma
they have-
jelly factory.
I just have one thing to say. My son said this, and it was very funny. Okay, it's mean. It's horribly mean because I do
A little
feel
oil.
very. I literally
Oh.
love those girls. They're so sweet, and like you can tell they just want to get healthy. But they're each about 400 to 600 pounds, give or take.
And they
And
want to
they
get healthy.
Yeah, and I'm so happy for them. They have this little chihuahua, and I don't know how PETA hasn't come around yet and gone, look, because they don't have a lot of control. Like when they lean back on the couch, they're like, when you're tired and you sit in a chair and you just kind of fall into it, like you don't have a lot of control
No
of your legs
thought.
when
It's
it's too
like
yeah, you just
collapsing.
at some
Flop.
point, like you just kind of flop down, right? Well, they
Yeah.
do that onto these chairs, and they have this little like 6-pound chihuahua, and they're each 400 to 600 pounds. And I just fear for that dog's life that if one of them accidentally doesn't realize the dog's down there, they will kill that dog. That's like a squishing a bug.
Unless
So-
it hits the crack like perfectly.
Yeah, or a fold.
Oh,
Like-
Tucked into,
like an
yeah,
enema.
but
You were going to say that the dog
Suppository.
licks the smegma.
Probably. I don't know if they do that, but I will say that every time I watch that show, I fear for that. No, the smegma just reminded me of that show because if you have to clean under all that, it's hard.
Is the dog's name Suppository?
I don't know that the dog even has a name, but it looks always a little bit afraid for its life. And
Do we not know
I
what
don't
know.
suppositories
Pointed
are?
head.
yes, I know
on
what a
the show?
suppository is. I just don't.
Is it a
Wait,
white chihuahua?
I've said so many funny things that you haven't laughed at already, so you can
Oh, you're a crazy person. I constantly
can
laugh
just-
at you.
chill.
So do
chill out.
y'all remember the show? This is a generational show.
Oh, good. A
Um,
generational topic. Thank you, Norman.
Finally.
1,000 Ways to Die.
Yes, I had a friend that was on that show. She was in the Chubby
No.
Bunny episode. Yeah, she's
what?
the one.
I don't
She's the
know.
one who died during the Chubby Bunny episode.
I don't know this show.
1,000 Ways to Die. It was like
Yeah.
Norman,
Me
would
and
you
the
like
kids
to-
used to watch it. It was like a
yeah.
like Wipeout, 1,000
It's
Ways to
kinda
Die.
like- It's kind of like the Darwin Awards almost, right? Like it's like
Absolutely.
these stupid ass ways that people die.
So this
One.
Like a
back
snuff
to it's
What?
not a movie. It was like a weekly show.
So it was like a show on like Spike TV or something. Like
Yeah.
it was like
Mike, you know, they
so
were-
they're doing news stories. They're doing news stories.
no. It wasn't really people who died. It was like reenactments.
Yeah.
But it was like,
Of
and I
how
don't
they
even
died.
know. I
it was
don't know
like
if
a
people.
true thing.
I don't even know if it was like totally
It's a
true
tr-
or if it
it's
was
like-
just like this could happen or something. But
Yeah.
I'm
to get
interested to hear where you were going with that, though.
Well,
Mhm.
back to the old belly button thing. So there's a guy, and y'all have gone pretty dark on this, and I don't want to go too dark. But-
Go.
you
But
have
no,
the Death Star behind you. Like
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
fine.
that's
Wow.
dark.
Death Star, generational. Talking about,
you're fine. You're fine.
Mhm,
Yeah.
That's true. True.
but yes.
Anyway, go ahead.
I was
the
just saying
Death
you can go
Star,
dark
I'd
because-
rather talk about the Death Star than
No, I was
you know,
saying you can go to the dark side because you have the Death Star.
Yeah,
I'm just.
we
I was just.
like belly button talk.
I want to hear the.
Yeah, I
belly
want to hear
button
about
So
story.
this
I wanna
guy,
know more
he
about belly
was
buttons.
he was really hung up, constipated, and
Mm.
so he had the idea of
Ooh.
sticking a water hose back in the back, and it somehow came out of his belly button, the water. So
Really?
yes, it was on that.
Really?
And then I think they
Hmm.
kind of fact check stuff, and it was kind of like your umbilical cord is
Yeah, it's part of it.
attached or something. But
Oh,
yeah, he was sitting there and he said it's filling up, and then it came out of his belly button.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
That's a terrible, terrible way to die. I hope he
That's
had a
terrible.
stomach.
You know
well,
what
there you
that makes
go.
me
And
think
that
of?
kind of ties into one of those things is you don't want to die in those ways.
Yes.
Right? Where you,
I
like,
agree with
why
that.
does he have the fire hose up his ass or whatever he was doing?
Yeah.
I have a
Peanut butter
really
and jelly
quick
sandwich.
story that made me think of. So Norman and I used to belong to I don't know, a club thing. I don't know what you'd call it. Anyway, they'd have meetings every week, and they would serve lunch, and they would have speakers.
What were you
right?
wearing? Oh, okay.
So
A
no,
white
it's like the
coat.
Elks Lodge or something
Like,
like that. You know.
maybe you shouldn't talk about that.
So we're there and eating our wonderful meal, and the guy gets up
Oh,
and he starts.
I remember
He has
this.
a slideshow, and he shows these children's faces that had been mauled by pit bulls, and
Oh.
the eyeballs, and
No,
we're
no,
sitting
hold
there
on, hold on,
eating, and
hold on.
Norman's like, "Oh my God,
Hold on,
Hmm.
hold
it's
on.
terrible."
So it was the Lions Club, and one of their charities is the Eye Bank of
That's what it was.
Louisiana,
Which, ew.
Right.
which
Oh.
you can people
No.
donate their eyes. So this guy, and we really weren't
Yes.
paying attention who he was. I'm so and so.
Ooh.
No.
Me and Darren
Yeah.
sitting there, and these ladies fixed. I mean, chicken fried. I mean, the meal was wonderful,
Mhm.
and we're sitting there eating, and he shows this slide. It's this platter. It looked like a bunch of boiled eggs.
Oh my God.
So we're like, oh, that's really cool. Yeah, and, you know, I don't know what he's talking. We weren't listening. We were talking. You know, we hadn't seen
Yeah.
each other, and so and there were eyeballs,
Oh
my
my
God.
gosh.
Yeah.
and
I
we're
knew it.
like,
Yeah.
hold on, we're
And he
eating,
would
and you
show
want
these
to show eyeballs on a
children's
platter,
faces that have been mauled.
and they talk
They
about
were-
Yes.
Okay, wait.
kids, and yeah, this little
Not-
kid, and then we replaced your eye, and
But
all
not
this. I'm
glass.
like,
They weren't
what the-
glass eyeballs. They were like real eyeballs.
Yes,
Hmm.
I think
Yeah,
we
they were real
left.
eyeballs.
We got out.
Good for
We-
you. I feel
I
like
think
more people
we
need to
started
start
giggling.
getting out of people. Like, people need to start
Yeah, we
getting
were-
up and walking out and like not feel
We
like
burst.
a Karen to do that, because
It was
some
a
people
burst.
are that's crazy.
It was like
Yeah,
a
we need more
burst.
cancel
the
culture.
giggling.
It was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
burst
we need
in
to
church.
cancel more stuff. It's not canceling, but what it is it's I literally the lady that does my hair, or like anybody I go to, they could be like scalding me with hot water, or like picking something like in my on my, you know, when they do my nails or something, like
Belly button.
really
Smegma.
causing me pain. Yeah. And I won't even say anything. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I don't know why I don't have the but
Yeah.
I'm proud of people who can stand up for themselves and say, no, I'm not gonna sit here and eat while you show me eyeballs. Fucked up.
Norman said no. It was too much.
It was
Yeah.
too much. But like I said, back to the bursting out in church. We burst. We're like burst out laughing.
Yeah.
Like, this is so ludicrous.
Yeah. It's like a prank almost. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm-mm. Don't like that.
Well,
Greg, did you have something for us? I feel like
I
you've been
did.
what?
I had a couple things. I wanted to revisit something from a previous show.
Oh.
Can you guys bear with me for that for a minute? For 1 second?
Which
Is it the
show?
longest, most
Yeah.
boring story you've ever
No.
told?
No, it's very short, and it's not maybe interesting. But remember we talked about Blockbuster? That's a generational thing. You
Yeah.
know, we
Yeah.
we all said we loved going to the movie
Block-
rental store, and we talked about going to a store in Corsicana, Darren, where you could rent a video machine. You know,
Yes.
the player.
Oh my gosh, you could. That's right.
Yeah, you could rent the player if you didn't have one. And in
Right.
that store,
You mean like a
one night,
VCR?
Yeah.
VCR, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Or a
Yeah.
Video
Betamax.
Big
machine.
case.
It could
Video
go either way at this
machine.
point.
Yeah, it came in
I
a
was
big
thinking
black
like
case.
the
Yeah, that
reels.
was exactly right. Yeah.
Reel to
You
reel.
put the reels on and you have to
That way, we had one of those, yeah.
Okay.
But no. So
Amy's got
one
of those.
night, I went with my mom down to the video rental store and we rented, I don't know, 5 videos for the weekend. And we got home and I put the first one in and it was, that you get what you did is you got a tag off the shelf and you went and gave that tag to someone and they went and got the video out of the back room because they didn't want people stealing the videos, right? So you gave a
Mm.
tag. And so we gave our tags to the person. They put the videos in the sack and then we went home. We put the first video in and it is
Uh-oh.
the whole family is standing and watching TV. And the first scene is this guy swinging his something around.
Man.
Okay.
So my
Oh.
mom, I get up
My
and
mom shoot all the kids out of the room and then
yeah, so so she and my
This
dad
is
could watch it. No.
mine.
So I
kids
get
go to
up
bed.
and I turn it off really quick. And my mom is like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh." She was
Mhm.
hysterical, right?
She hasn't been the
Shh.
same ever since.
Of course, the cannon was
No.
15 miles away. I said, "Just leave it here. We'll take it back in the morning." And she said, this is not staying in my house."
And you
She
watched
made
it 13
no,
times.
I don't want
she
this filth in
made
my
me go
house.
back with her.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
you
made me go back.
wanted to
If
watch
she
it
would,
that night.
You're like, no, just leave it. It'll be okay. Nothing's gonna happen.
Mom, please. We'll take it back in the
Documentary.
morning. Oh God, please.
anyway. Hey, so the other thing I had is not from that, but it's from this morning. I was driving in rush hour traffic, and there was a guy going in the lane, like the shoulder lane,
Mhm.
driving along and smashes my mirror on my truck.
Whoa.
Oh no.
You getting a
Yeah, it
lot of
sucks.
problems with that truck, huh? You've had a lot of problems with that truck.
Yeah, we had a wreck. Somebody ran into me recently, but that didn't do
Yeah.
any damage, though. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
This didn't really either, but
What'd you
I
just
do?
mean, smash your mirror.
yeah,
Did he
yeah,
just
Huh.
kind of
keep
stuck
Was
going?
there.
he like a road rager or
No, I think he
dumbass?
was just in a hurry. Yeah, dumbass. Yeah, in a
Oh,
hurry.
that's
Cheater. He's
nice
a
of
cheater
you.
is what he's
Yeah, that's a
doing.
He's
cheater.
cheating.
Yeah.
Shoulders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I don't
cheating.
like a cheater that does that. When you're having to
Road
stay in
cheater.
line and then they go, yeah. Mm-mm.
So when you talk about presumption of innocence, we talked about earlier, where I presumed that the guy was probably doing something that was innocent, right? Well, we were in a long accident, in a long traffic one day, and I was with this guy, and he said, I said, "Man, look at that guy. He's cheating, right? Going down the side of the road." He said, that's. I said that sucks. Everybody should just do the right thing. And he said, "Well, let's have presumption of innocence. Let's
Yeah.
presume that maybe his family is in some accident up here. We didn't know it was an accident. Maybe his family's in some accident. When we get up to the
Sounds
accident,
like a
sure
liberal.
enough, that guy's out there, uh,
Oh.
Mhm.
doing something. I don't
Well,
know,
you should have
but
your hazards on if something like that is happening because there was a time in Germany where Ian, my middle son, he had croup really bad and he could not breathe. And I had to get him to the hospital, which was like 30 minutes away. So I was driving in the middle of the night and I got stuck behind the slowest person in the world. I turned on my hazards and they moved right out of the way. Like if your hazards, that's what they're for. They're not for running into a building and not having people call the police for you to
so you
survive.
can park it in the
God,
fire lane.
that was a loop around.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if you're gonna do that, turn on your hazards. Then I'm gonna probably be like, oh, there's something special happening right now.
I'm going to check your car for
Did
crack.
the guy's
Yeah.
mirror? Did the guy's mirror get messed up too, or just yours?
It folded his in, so
You didn't
I
fold
guess
yours out. Oh, that sucks.
yeah, because he was the one, he was going
Yeah.
fast.
Oh.
So
Mhm.
yeah. Anyway,
Mm.
that's my only 2 adds to this. I would say that, Darren, I think I remember when we were living together that you, used to pick in your belly button. So my guess is you were looking for a seed, uh, maybe later in life
I
as
picked
well.
my belly button when we lived together. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So maybe there was a seed that you were looking for
About
to
that.
plant another
Maybe I was
human.
I'm
cleaning
going to
it.
be,
Maybe I
I'm
learned
gonna
how
be
to
watching
clean it.
you from now on. You touch
Yeah.
his belly button.
I
I didn't
don't
realize I did
recall
that.
any.
I bite my nails.
That
I
was
bite my nails.
a roommate. You had roommate privilege and you just destroyed the
Oh,
privacy act of
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a little
he's
rough.
talked about some of my
Mm,
things, but
that's
yeah,
true.
it's fair. It's all good.
You
It's
know
a
what?
long
I'll
time
take the
ago.
belly button story over some other stuff. So
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
true.
for
I'm
sure.
sure.
For
I'm
sure.
Y'all
sure.
have quite the history, by the way.
We do have a
Quite
long,
the history.
drawn out history.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Interesting.
So, anywho, so in recognition of everybody's time, we have about 10 minutes left. Norman, did you have something that I have a word game, but before that, did you have anything you wanted to share that you need to get off your chest, either about life in general or
Mm.
about Darren or about Jasmine, if there's something you wanted to tell
Oh,
her?
about me. Yeah, yeah. Tell me. Mhm.
No, I've always thought about dirty ass road.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a
Dirty ass
Corsicana
road.
thing.
It goes a way back.
That's right. Dirty ass road. Does Jasmine know
Yeah.
about dirty ass road?
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think she probably
Is it dirty
does,
ass
but
Is that the same place that Greg went and didn't want to be with a prostitute for $1.50 or whatever?
Probably. What is
What?
dirty
That
ass road?
story.
What?
No.
Remember? He said he paid like what was it? It was like you get a towel and a hooker.
Oh,
Oh,
Boys Town.
oh, Boys Town.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
That's
yeah.
Boys
Have you ever
Town.
been there?
You guys making me think
Norman?
I'm crazy. Okay.
Have you been there, Norman?
I have not.
Why would he
No.
ever admit to
Wait.
that?
No, dirty ass road.
Okay, what is
Yeah,
dirty
Dirty
No,
Ass
he's talking
Road,
about Boys
though.
Town.
Yeah.
So Dirty
Oh, I
Ass
have
Road.
not. I have not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dirty Ass Road is just it was an evening out in Corsicana, and there was
Yeah.
a group of people hanging out, and there was a particular young woman, and basically the line I used on her was I just said Dirty Ass Road, and she said I got to be home by 11.
Hey,
And
was
that's the
Oh.
does she
story.
work at Subway now?
Is that a different language that I never learned? Because I don't
I
even
don't
know what
know.
that
That's a
means.
pickup line.
How is that a
It's a
pickup line?
generational pickup line.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
It's a generational pickup line. And it
Okay.
wasn't me, it was a friend of mine. It was somebody I knew. Might have been Greg.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was Greg.
Okay. I do.
Yeah, probably.
So okay, that was for Norman. Norman asked me that. So I was in the middle of asking a question when Norman popped on. Let me
Oh, yeah.
finish that. I want y'all's
Yeah.
opinion about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're a
We're
young
listening.
person, say 9 years old, and you're being baptized in a Baptist church, right?
Mhm.
And your feet pop up out of the water when they dunk you,
Mm-hmm.
is that a legitimate baptism? Because you're supposed to be
Yes.
washed.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Come on.
Yes. Yeah, it's legitimate.
It's a question. Okay, then let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let's say later on
Mhm.
you meet a young woman that may or may not be Mormon,
Mm-hmm.
and you get baptized in the Mormon church.
Yeah.
Did you
they
actually get
said-
baptized?
They said you had to be
Were
baptized.
you
in the
surrounded by
Mormon
the
church.
bulls and all that?
No.
By the
Oh,
what?
then I don't think that's
So-
real then.
So you've
then
been
you
to
get
the inner
baptized in
sanctuary of the Mormon
No.
church?
No,
No, that
Okay.
might just be the temple.
that's the temple. So
I've been
so
there.
Is
Not
that
even
person?
Mormon.
Is that person that's been baptized? The last baptism was a Mormon baptism, and the
Mhm.
feet stayed under.
I think we
What
should do this
that
like a
person
trial.
do?
We should all vote like a jury.
Like if
I
that person died today, what's happening to that person's soul? Is
Oh,
he-
okay. I see. I think that this could go a couple different ways because my opinion is that your baptism isn't it's a profession of your faith and it's not like that is now your religion.
Your
Like
rite of passage into the
yeah, it's to me, I've
Afterlife.
always seen it as like you
The
don't have
symbol.
I never thought of it like you have to be baptized to go to heaven or to believe in God or any of that. It's just it's like you are cleansing and you are professing in front of everybody that like this is my new life. I'm washed
Right.
clean. Like because and it's like taking communion. It's like you're thanking the Lord. It's like a reminder to you more and like a profession of your faith more than it is like God needs you to be baptized or else your soul is stuck in the Mormon temple forever. I don't think so.
I believe the same thing.
So you're saying what? That person needs to not worry
Nothing.
about it?
Yeah, Darren, just love God and pray and be a good guy, and you're probably good to go. I wouldn't worry about it.
But I've got this half baptism
Mm.
and then this other baptism weighing on
You know,
my shoulder.
I watched
I
Swap
I
Celebrity
would get
Wife Swap.
baptized again.
I watched Celebrity Wife Swap the other day. We've been watching a lot of Wife Swap, and it's from a long time ago. But one of the celebrity wife swap guys was this guy named Ted. What was it?
Danson?
Ted Haggard, I think was his name, and he was like a pastor at New Life
Ted
Church.
Danson's so old now.
When my husband actually lived in Colorado Springs at the time, and he wasn't a Christian at the time, so he said they made fun of the Christians there from there so hard because of this. But he this guy, he got caught with his male personal trainer, and he was like this big pastor of this big mega church, right? And then so he was on Wife Swap and he was talking about it, and he was like, "Oh, I did that in the past," and he had the audacity to show his face back in Colorado Springs, which is good for you, buddy. But anyways, what I was gonna say is that you're worried about that. This guy is so sure he's gonna he's fine. You know what I mean? So I just feel like you're doing okay.
Well, I wanted
moral of the
y'all's
story
opinion.
there is he's baptized and look what he did. So I think you're fine.
But why did they need a new bed? What does Norman think? So you're following me, right? You were 9
Yes.
years old. Your feet came out of the water, and then you're 25 years old, and then you got a new one with this other church, and then you haven't done anything.
So what's the question? Your entire body is not submerged in the.
Catholics just sprinkle them on the head. I could do that.
The 9-year-old one,
I-
right? And Methodists do that too.
What is your
so
concern? You feel if you died and you didn't do the right baptism, you might not go to heaven? Is that the concern?
Well, the concern is, so the Mormons had to have their own, right? So that was my last one. And I haven't thought about it, but the Mormon girl came to my door last week, and it made me think about it again.
Yeah.
So,
well, that was definitely not the right one. So try again. Wrong. But
so try again. Get baptized again at 55 years old in a
if you want
strange
to,
land.
Darren, if you want to, if you feel called to do that and God's putting that on your heart, Darren.
I agree. Yeah.
But if you don't want to and you don't feel like that's a call for you, I don't think it's going to make any difference whether you go to heaven or not. That's my opinion.
I just don't want to. I don't want to a brand saying, "Well, he's Mormon," and you know what? Maybe that's a good brand to have. I don't know.
No, you don't have that brand. You don't. You have to have a card.
So I didn't even realize Mormons were baptized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did in Dallas back in the 90s.
And they actually, so they do something very interesting. They do soul ties, and I'm not actually I have a lot of respect for my Mormon friends, but they do something called soul ties, where first of all, they do baptism retroactively. You can do it for your ancestors,
right,
which I thought was very interesting. And then also they can soul tie where you go to heaven with your husband, kind of a thing. You spend eternity together. If you tie, and if you have daughters, they'll soul tie to their husband, and then it's they're all familial, and you can tie. If you have multiple wives in your lifetime, one dies and you remarry, you can tie yourself to multiple wives and stuff like that. So yeah, just interesting.
I thought after death you don't have that, or
in Protestantism that's true, but in Mormonism you do. You are with your family forever. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
At least that's what they told me when I went to the temple. I got to go to the temple open house. It was really interesting. Very, very cool.
I won't. You didn't take me to that, and I'm still upset.
Open house. Wow.
Sorry. Yeah.
Interesting.
But I did know that you can be baptized for a dead relative in case they weren't. So baptism's a big thing with them, right?
Yeah, with them. Yeah.
Yeah. And Catholics,
Obviously.
It's a very big thing. But I would just say
Baptists.
that to me,
it's not salvation for the Baptists. It's just
Baptists
exactly what it's
they're named after it. The Baptist church is John the Baptist. I mean, he's
probably.
Yeah, but it's a sign. It's a sign. It's a symbol of your faith. It's not your faith.
I mean, I think that's I think it's irrelevant. I don't think you have to worry about it. But if you are worried about it,
get baptized in the church. In the church.
Well, we are seriously not the people to ask that question. If you're salvation's on the line, go talk to someone real. But I would say for me, my personal belief is that you don't have to be baptized to go and live with God. Like, I don't think that's a
Well,
thing.
this is my group right here. This is who I don't want to ask anybody but these 4 people right here.
Okay, well, you've got one who doesn't really seem to he's over here for me. Doesn't really seem to care. One who that way, it's hard to do, it's like mirrored. Who
Brady Bunch.
decided, yeah, it is. That's what I was thinking earlier because it has the lines in it too. the
Yeah,
center.
You know who the Brady Bunch?
I
The Brady
love
Bunch.
the Brady Bunch. Are you kidding me?
I do too.
Marsha. And when Jan broke her nose, oh yeah. Or was it? Yeah, it was Jan, right?
Which one are you?
Yeah, it's Jan.
Me?
Cindy.
I'm Cindy. Yeah, I'll be Cindy. She's kind of a brat. She's got a little lisp, but she's really sweet.
She was little.
I like her.
She
I
only
might
had
be
the
Peter,
lisp in the movie.
actually.
Peter.
Yeah.
You like
I'm-
Brady Bunch.
I'm Alice.
The Brady Bunch.
But anyways, so Greg thinks you should go get baptized for sure, and I say don't worry about it. So I guess make up your
I didn't say that for sure. Yeah, but yeah.
Um,
So, are you guys
I'm
ready for the
game.
questions? Okay, ready for the
Ready.
game,
Yeah.
Norman?
Sure.
Norman.
Skibbity
Okay.
ready.
Skibbity ready. Okay, so we have Norman, Jasmine, and Darren and Greg. Okay, so these are words that were added to the dictionary in 2024.
Okay.
The first one is brat, B-R-A-T. Yeah, and
I just used that word.
did you really?
I just
Okay,
said, didn't
well,
I
you
say
go-
that Cindy was kind of a brat? Or no, maybe I didn't use
Yeah,
that.
not
You
the-
did
yeah, not
use
the-
that word, but not like this.
Yeah, Yeah, not
Yeah,
so
I know.
yeah. So, do you guys know what brat is? And we can't. And Jasmine, you go last.
Okay, but I don't necessarily know that I'm gonna get this right.
I hear
So
you,
let
but you
Norman go
have
first.
greater chance.
Now, is
Norman,
this
you have an
from-
idea?
Is this from Urban Dictionary or Webster's?
This is from
Oh.
Webster. Basically Webster. It's
But,
not Webster,
but if you
yeah.
know something from Urban, I would go with that.
Yeah, go
Is
with
it
that.
brat or is it brat as in bratwurst?
So
Well,
that's what I
this is
think it is.
good.
I'm going with that it's
Sausage.
it's a sausage.
So
Yeah.
it's a
Somebody
sausage. Yeah, that is of
somebody
That's
who's
not new for
round
24.
round and tasty. I'm going to say it's someone who's round and tasty
With
Hmm.
girth.
with girth. Yeah.
Yeah, because a brat does have a specific girth.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm going
So
with.
In
what does
relation.
Norman guess?
I'm thinking of a brat, like a snooty kid, is two
Mhm.
T's, right?
Yeah, it's a
I don't
new
think
word
so.
though, so it's a
It's
new
new
definition.
for 24.
Mhm.
All right, let's see.
It's a Z or millennial word. Z.
Millennials don't make words anymore. We're
Z.
way past that.
You're right.
I think it's
You're right.
alpha at this point. Maybe
Ah.
Z.
Is that the new generation, Alpha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alpha? And I'll give
Are
you a
they the
hint, Norman.
brats?
All these,
Yeah.
a lot of these new words are based in like video games and
Memes. Yeah. Memes.
memes. It's meme talk, is what it is.
Yeah.
I can't
Well, being
guarantee
raised
that
on
it's-
in the best generation of having a PS1 all the way up,
Mhm.
and having the influence of my children, playing video games,
Yeah.
brat, and then being able to recognize the influence of the new generation of
Mhm.
brat. That's just kind of like a person that's not just a brat, just
Yeah.
not very.
Like a mini asshole.
There you go.
Like a
Thank
little
you.
miniature asshole. Yeah. Okay.
I agree. I would say that.
Okay.
Darren, what you
I
got?
get it. I like it.
Well, there was a Subaru truck called the Brat. Like Jasmine said, there's a sausage called the Brat, bratwurst, and then there's a bratty kid called a Brat, and it's probably none of those. So what I'm going to do is construct something like there was a toy back in the day called Brats, and they were little dolls. So
Oh my
I'm going to
God.
say
Yes.
it's a doll.
Okay, Jasmine, what you got?
Okay, so I was also going to bring up brat dolls just because I've seen some things lately, like filters and things. But I don't think it's the doll that they're talking about. I think it's a girl that looks like a brat doll because she's like got her hair done, her nails done. She's like got the kind of big lip going, the big butt, the mini top. Like somebody who like, it's like a girl's aesthetic now. It's like
an entitled.
No. It's not. Well, it could be the attitude too, but it's like how some girls like to wear like really girly things, like or some girls are like hippies. You know, they've got like that boho look where they wear like they have like the long pants and like the no bra or whatever. Okay, so the brat is like they've got it's like an aesthetic, and it's very specific. It's like a brat doll.
I like that. I like
I
that.
love the
Hold on.
look on Darren. Go ahead.
I know. He's
Go
like, no
ahead.
bra. Oh, good.
Go ahead.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Norman. What were you going to say?
sorry, I didn't mean to make you sound like Scooby Doo. Oh,
No,
man.
I was thinking about so I have nieces, nephews, and they're talking about, there's just no good guys out there.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what are you looking for? Well, they have to be 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They have to
yeah.
have big muscles and intelligent.
Yeah.
All
They have
these
to be
other
very
great
successful.
guys, very successful, very outgoing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Got to make
And,
100 grand.
and I'm like, you know what?
Like they're gone.
Yeah, baby, you can be single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too.
You
It's
know, if
too
you, especially
narrow,
you're not all
too
that.
specific.
Yeah, it's too narrow. You're
Yeah.
open the
Yeah. I
playing field a
agree.
bit.
I agree. So
That's
a
what I
brat is
figured.
defined. Okay, that's pretty close. Brat is defined as characterized by confident, independent, and hedonistic attitude. This term gained prominence through singer Charlie. I'm not sure if it's supposed to say what the Roman numerals are, but Charlie XCX's album and the ensuing Brat Summer cultural phenomenon.
Oh, okay. So it's more of what Norman said.
Yeah, I think Norman gets a half point there, and everybody else gets
Wow.
nothing. So,
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. And I was going to
Okay, the
say if it
next.
has anything to do with the doll, I get a half point, but obviously. I
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Um,
The next one's Delulu, and I'm going to go with that's delusional. Delulu.
yeah.
I think we've had that word before.
Man, I don't know. Maybe. What you got, Norman?
Yeah.
Delusional?
No.
It's Delulu.
Delulu.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Let me go back to my scoring 10 bags of crack off this dead guy. Delulu lemon?
Oh yeah.
I like
You guys
that.
keep
I like
saying
that.
all the things. You can't make me go last every time because they take all my material. I'm a comedian and I can't say what I'm trying to say.
Delulu. I don't know. And
What you got,
I'm
Darren?
back
We'll
to
come back.
Darren when you said like video games and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and that's that's where they get their
That's where it comes from typically.
intelligence from.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
What you got, Darren? We'll come back to Norman.
I'm going to steal off you. I think I know this, and I think it is delusional.
Okay.
I think it's when you're. Oh, can I say mine yet?
Yeah.
I think it's a specific kind of delusional that only women who wear Lululemon leggings 24/7 can have.
Oh,
You know,
there you
like,
go.
I love it.
which I used to be that person, so no hate.
What do you got, Norman?
I would have to agree with Jasmine. It's
Thank you.
something to do- Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's a slang term meaning utterly mistaken or unrealistic in one's ideas or expectations, delusional, highlighting the influence of internet culture on modern vocabulary. So Darren and Greg. Wow.
Full point.
And then raw dogging is the next one. Raw dogging.
Uh-oh. What? I don't think we
That's
can
a
talk about
popular
that.
term nowadays.
So
I don't think we can
raw
talk about-
dogging to me is when you go with commando.
Yep.
Oh, that's free balling. That's not raw dog. That's not raw.
Is that like teabagging?
No.
my gosh.
I learned this in the army.
That's right. You were in the army.
I
Oh.
didn't learn it. I didn't learn it personally, but I knew of a guy who talked about it with a person that he had paid for. Anyways, it's when you go without any kind of
That's called Roulette.
Protection.
Condom.
A sleeve.
It's without a condom. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
All right.
No.
Anybody else?
when you're without a raincoat and the
Don't
yeah.
be silly. Wrap your willy.
Mhm.
That's right.
That was
That's
my
right.
So-
fatherly advice to my sons.
And is that what you think raw dogging is?
I mean, that's what it used to mean. I don't know.
That's what
Okay.
it is.
That's what I think it
Okay.
is. Raw
So
dog
it's
is, yeah.
I don't know why anyone would need that word anymore. Like, come on.
it's used to describe undertaking a task without preparation or support.
Oh,
Oh.
my God.
So
Wow.
nobody got it.
What a
See,
weak response.
y'all are so sexual. Y'all are
Oh.
demented.
Gee, no.
Hey,
come on.
that's that we literally called him Raw Dog because that was his name. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
like that's what
yeah.
he's like. That's what he was known for.
All right. How about
Mercy.
looks
That
looks
was-
He's a friend.
maxing?
He's a friend of a friend. What?
Looks maxing. One more. Looks
looks
maxing.
maxing.
Looks maxing. Hmm.
That's I don't know. Can I guess? I really don't
No,
know.
not yet. No, not yet. Looks maxing. LOOKSMAXXING. I think this is like how girls communicate today, mostly, maybe for all time, where they give you a look and their looks are supposed to tell you what to do.
See,
or what
this
not
is
to
always
do.
comes back to your problem with Mariana, right? Like it never.
Yes, and my daughter.
He's always like gonna be fighting that battle. Okay.
Norman, what you got?
Looks well. I immediately think about the filters and
Oh, what a good one.
yeah, and all that, and
That's good. That is really
you
good.
know, being a bachelor and everything. You know, I mean, I'm seeing it all. You know?
Oh, yeah.
That is a
The
good
new
one.
world, huh? Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's what you
Darren?
think it is? Using
That's
the
what I think,
filters
yeah.
and stuff to make yourself look really good. Mhm,
Yes.
Have you
I
been
like it.
catfished yet? Where you like see someone, you're like, oh yeah, and then you
No,
meet them in person,
I
you're
am
like,
the
oh my
catfisher.
god. Oh, you did the
He's
okay.
the catfisher. Yeah, yeah.
I'm the
Good.
That's
cat.
right.
I'm the trot liner.
Yeah, that's right. I figured that.
I'm the
Okay.
chummer.
I would be too. I'd be putting ones out there with hair on.
Yeah, the chum. I like the chum.
I feel like I have a very successful podcast. Okay, Darren, where are you at with that?
I love
Chummer.
Norman's answer. I think Norman's is probably right, but what I was going to say was when someone is like dressed to the nines, really dressed up for a party or a ball
yeah.
or a wedding,
Yeah,
looks
it's
maxing
good.
is your looks maxing. I mean, you've never looked more beautiful than tonight. I think
Okay.
That's
I
good.
It's
would
like-
I like
good
that.
It's like a
positive.
compliment. It's like a compliment.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
I
like
Okay.
like
that.
that too.
So
Yeah.
just to be different, okay, so you said okay, wait, remind me. Well, okay, never mind. I'll just come with my own. Okay, so I think so there's this saying, it's like you're not ugly, you're poor. That like women, I hear it all the time. But anyways, it's not ugly, you're not ugly, you're poor, like you don't have money to like get your hair done, you don't have money to like get your
Yeah.
nails done, like you just
Yeah.
because
Oh.
do your injections and get your skin
What's
facials
the
and whatever.
facade of?
So it's like people like me who go get their hair done, nails done, like they care a lot about like what they wear and
You look
stuff. So it's
prettier.
like you're like, yeah, you're not ugly, you're poor. So when you
Mhm.
get money and you can like kind of do that, your looks maxing. I have no idea.
Mhm. I like it.
You
I think
max it
that's
out
great.
your looks.
I like that. I like that.
And I'm not
Mhm.
ashamed to say it because I went a lot of years not giving a crap and wearing my hair in a ponytail and going to the gym every day. So it is what it is.
Well, looks maxing is the process of maximizing one's physical attractiveness through various means such as diet, fitness, grooming, orthodontics, aiming to boost social confidence.
Okay,
That's
I got it.
So,
It's all about the confidence.
so I get a
I
half a
agree,
point
you know.
for Norman,
That's
half a
jazz.
point for
All about the
Darren,
confidence.
and half a
I don't
point
know if
for
I
Jasmine.
deserve a half a point.
Yeah, you do.
He's just trying to piss me off, He's,
What?
So Darren,
he
you
wants
win
to
with
get a
one and a
rise.
Darren, you win
Jasmine
with
got
one
it
and a half.
right.
Okay, well,
No.
you got one. You win with 1.5.
Jasmine got that one right.
I gave her one.
Jasmine's. Is
I
that
gave her
the
one.
only point she got?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got all the other ones wrong.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she and I
What did
tied.
Norman get?
And
Half
Norman had 1 point. Jasmine had 1 point. Greg had 1 point. Darren had 1.5.
I don't think I
Congratulations,
deserve a half
Darren.
a point. Thank you.
Well, you get it.
You deserve it.
Norman,
Okay.
it was fantastic to see you.
Yes.
Very good to
Thank
meet you, sir.
I want to hear your boating expedition story at some point.
At some point, we would love to hear that.
Absolutely. I was
Yes.
a little bit. This is my first podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than Zoom
Great.
meetings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, but what an awesome experience. You know,
Cool.
and I admire what you guys are doing.
Cool. It's good to meet you
Yeah.
finally. I hear
Same here.
so many things, so it's so good.
Same.
All right. Have a good night, you guys.
Greg,
You
Catching
too.
up.
Thanks,
Dorito,
guys.
Hey.
Jasmine.
Yes.
Oh, wait,
Yes.
Norman.
And Norman,
leave
remember.
your computer open while it downloads.
Yes.
Tell him, Greg.
It'll tell
Can I
you
get
when it's
naked?
finished.
Can I get naked now?
Yeah, you can get naked for sure.
Wait, turn off your camera and you can do whatever you want. Okay.
Yeah.
It's still sound, right?
We don't have any music to count us off, so we just have to be like,
Sorry.